Southern women would love to be scarlet, but none of us are. At least nobody I know.
The true Southern woman is sort of the iron fist in the velvet glove.
If you go to Chattanooga, you can see the cannons poised on Missionary Ridge, and you can just feel the power that they had that would, you know, blow the fellow neighbors away, and the Civil War would just present a sad time. And there would have been such a wonderful heritage before that time that was already formed.
There's a good bit of Civil War stuff still around. I mean, that's just there. I often wonder what the South would be if there had never been a Civil War, because that seems to be the identifying mark with the South, is the Civil War. We still have reenactments here of the, you know, of the Civil War going on. We just can't let go of it.
I'm sure if my grandmother was still living, she couldn't accept the change the way it is now, you know.
There are women who I come in contact with that have these real strong Southern draws, you know, and when I hear them talk, I think, boy, I wonder what their houses look like. I wonder if they have these big old columned mansions, and do they live like that, and do they have a maid? But I don't know anybody personally.
You know, manners are very important in the South for a girl growing up. You were taught to practice polite conversation, you know. You always ask how someone's parents are. How's your mother? How's your father? You know, you know, you had this list of polite conversation questions that you always ask someone. You always had a yes ma'am and a no sir, yes ma'am, whatever. It was always, you know, the sir and the ma'am was always on it if you talked to somebody who was older than you were.
I was brought up in a traditional family of the male is the head of the household, but the female does have, you know, her views. It's not like she has to be totally silent or anything, you know, it's an open relationship. But usually my dad does make most of the decisions, you know, even they usually make them together, but then again, he usually makes some that my mom doesn't like.
Southern women have always, to the surprise of the rest of the nation, they have run their family businesses and owned land. I think women of Georgia were the first women in the country who could own land. And the reason was that the men were fighting wars or fighting cats or whatever they hunted for, and the women had to run the farms and had to run whatever business they had. So Southern women have always been very capable, I think, and necessarily so.
I guess I grew up with the idea that I could be anything or do anything that I wanted.
I don't want to give up being a woman. I think being a woman is a really nice thing, and I don't want to be a man, so I don't have that feeling.
I'm dating a real nice guy now. We've been dating for about a year, but I just don't feel like I'm ready to make the big step. I like being independent right now, but I think eventually, yes, I will get married again.
I don't want somebody to open my car door. You know, I can open my own car door, but I really want somebody to help me with the laundry, you know. And so they're confused too, because their father never did laundry. You know, he played golf on Saturday.
My ex-husband was more like the men were in the old South, I think. He actually did not want me working at all. You know, he liked for me to stay home and take care of the house and the children and do what most women do when they stay at home, you know, the cooking and the cleaning and the washing and whatever, you know. But you know, he didn't want me running for any kind of office, and even when I took this job, he didn't really like it very much, but he sort of adjusted to the part-time work, and then when it got to be full-time, he didn't like that at all. But I think as time went on, I changed, and he didn't change with the times. So that caused us to have some problems. And he couldn't accept the change. And so he had always made the he had made the statement that I wasn't country anymore. I had gone city, so.
We still have people, men in the South, who want to run because they want to put God in government.
The reason I say the Lord gave me this idea is because I truly believe that the Lord gave me this idea. I do go to church and study the Bible, and I feel like that in our economic situation that I am being led, and this is where I feel like this is where our fortune will be, from our busy silks. And the Lord knows our needs, and He is fulfilling ours.
I'm not strong or against, strongly for or strongly against anything. I mean, I have an open mind. I have my own opinion for myself. It's just like abortion. You know, I would never have it myself. I would never have one. But, you know, I don't think it's right that the government should, you know, limit it to people. You know, I mean, I think there should be freedom of choice, you know. But I'm not gung-ho. I'm not going to go out and protest for it. You know, I'm not going to let people know that I agree with it that way, or that I disagree with it totally.
We have such open spaces down here that our ideas and ideals are open.
People don't want to fly with women. That's the bottom line. Women don't even want to fly with women.
With so many people against the change, there's something to it. There is differing, opinionated values that matter to some people, and then some people they don't matter at all, and that is the racial semblance. And there's just, of the people that have come in my store and signed my petitions, there's no racial semblance whatsoever.
None of my friends, you know, have anything against blacks, so it's kind of different to, I don't understand why there are riots against blacks or against white.
This young man came in, a regular customer of mine, and he milled through the store and just listened to our conversation, and he walked over and put his name down on the petition, and the news reporter said, "Son, I'd like to ask you, why did you sign the petition?" And the boy's response just took me off guard, and also took the newspaper man off guard. He said, "Because I hate niggers." And I wanted to crawl under the carpet, because that was not my view whatsoever. And later, I was able to tell the newspaper man that, you know, in our area there are no blacks, and this boy was just voicing what he felt. Was he was so opinionated, you know, he wasn't open. He told the reporter that he was going to join the Marines, and that he had ideas of what he would find when he got into the service.
The sense of the poem was to furl that banner, put it away, for 'tis holy. No more people left to wave it, and no reason to. And I think it should be put up too. I hate to see it, you know, used commercially. Or I think it's time for us to put it up. It was 100 years ago.
Well, here I'm sure it used to be like a slow time, and it was easier for everybody, and it's more fast growing and fast moving than what it was years ago. It seems like you have more to do. You can't sit on the front porch here and enjoy everything going on around you and just enjoy life the way you used to do. And is something that we just have to accept, you know, as a more fast-moving time. And it would be nice if we could slow everything down, I think.
Back up to the chair and you feel the seat of the chair with the back of your leg. Then you know the chair's there and you sit down. But you never, ever look behind you to see the chair. Now,
I grew up in Mobile, where there were a few old ladies left who remembered when Admiral Farragut sailed up Mobile Bay, damming the torpedoes. They were unreconstructed rebels, but they were very old, and when they died off, there was nobody who remembered or really cared. You know, they're organizations and they're people who care, but by and large, people too busy, got too much else to do.
God forbid if you smoked and a woman smoked in public, she might as well just walked out of the house naked.
I haven't seen a Southern Belle since our last society editor retired, and she was sort of a Southern Belle, but really a very brave, very gallant, very hard-working woman. She gave herself kind of fluttery, girlish airs until she was a very old lady, but the truth of the matter was she was tough as nails and really gallant.
People will say that I sound real country, and it's like, are you sure? You know, I mean, I've heard worse than me. You know, I don't understand. But I guess I do have a Southern accent.
You're like a sponge. You know, you're absorbing all of this information. Everything that you do, you learn from. It's a learning experience. And art lets you get it all back out again.
The movie Gone with the Wind makes it so real and so realistic. Yes, we have all idealized about it and have all imagined about it and pictured ourselves as Scarlett, but as for it being a real world, I guess it could have been. I guess it could have been. But it would have been for so few people to have been that way. And there would have been so few Scarletts, it seems.